Then they question their own sexuality. And
Yeah.
like you said before, it's not even about a homosexual act. It's about an act from a pedophile. That's
Exactly.
what we want to focus on. We can't say, oh, this is a gay. No, he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
You know, you're absolutely right about that, because I think what will happen and what has happened in the past, why most men, young men who are sexually assaulted do not come out, is because of that. And it's, to me, Jerry Sandusky is he's not gay, he's a pedophile. And, you know, I think people will say, you know, put those two together. No, it's not, because you have people who are gay or lesbian and they're not pedophiles. That's just who they are. A pedophile is somebody that preys on innocent children, on children, period. So, you know, I'm glad you said that. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Dawson and Denise Show. I'm Dawson, and Denise is joining me by telephone. Say what's up to the people, Denise.
What's going on, my lovely people?
Yeah. So Denise, we were talking, Denise actually texted me last night, and she told me a little bit about what was going on with the whole Penn State scandal. And I know she knew that this would be close to me, to my heart, because I work with underprivileged children and have done so for quite a number of years down here in the Miami-Dade area. And as I began to do more research on this, it became heartbreaking that, you know, this former defense coordinator, Jerry Sandusky, would actually, you know, put these children in harm's way, and, you know, by molesting them. Basically, that's what he did. What do you think about this whole thing, Denise? Because it's still kind of, it's just crazy. What do you think about it?
It is, and we're going to take step away from Penn State for a moment, because we also want the people to know that's listening. We're not making this a Penn State issue or a state Penn issue, but what we're focusing on are the rights of these kids, how people will take advantage or create charities when they know that in their heart of all hearts, if that's what I call it for lack of a better word, that they know they were gonna use these kids because they really don't have the upbringing or anyone to really talk to, so they do put their trust in such individuals, and for them to take advantage of them to this extent.
Yeah, to this extent, yeah. Because it's estimated that over the course of 15 years, from 1994 to 2009, that he abused 8 young boys, and I think there's a 9th young boy that's coming out. And from what the police in Pennsylvania are stating, they're expecting more people to come out and say that, you know, I guess they have had some kind of inappropriate dealings with this man. He started the organization, the Second Mile, in 1977. So you're talking about dealing with underprivileged children and children who've had some type of emotional issues, behavioral issues, in this organization from 1977 up until, you know, just recently.
Number that afraid or ashamed to report this. And when it comes to cases when it deals with young boys being molested, for one, again, it's not really reported as accurately as maybe the girls would, because they feel ashamed.
Yeah, especially,
sometimes it's just overlooked, especially when a young male is molested by an older woman.
Well, you know,
man, get over it. You should be happy. So it's a lot of times when young boys are molested that is not even taking attention. So it's, there's 8 that came out, but how many lives have been ruined by this? How many men are grown and can't even function in society because of what has happened to them?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I think that's the issue in that before Oprah went off the air, you remember that episode she aired with all those men in the audience who had been sexually molested in their lives. And you're talking about men who talked about, you know, some horrible, heinous acts that were committed against them. And Denise is actually right. You know, when a guy is molested, it's harder for him to come out and say it, especially when the person who molested them was a male. And, you know, because you have to think about it. Everything else is in question, too, and how society views that, you know.
Then they question their own sexuality. And like you said before, it's not even about a homosexual act. It's about an act from a pedophile. That's what we want to focus on. We can't say, oh, this is a gay. No, he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
You know, you're absolutely right about that, because I think what will happen and what has happened in the past, why most men, young men, who are sexually assaulted do not come out, is because of that. And it's, to me, Jerry Sandusky is he's not gay, he's a pedophile. And, you know, I think people will say, you know, put those two together. No, it's not, because you have people who are gay or lesbian, and they're not pedophiles. That's just who they are. A pedophile is somebody that preys on innocent children, on children, period. So, you know, I'm glad you said that.
Again, to go back to where you create this whole charity to do this, to satisfy your pedophilia, that is sickness.
And you have individuals who do that.
People need to be, when it comes to the rights of children, people do need to be held accountable. Maybe people was, no, I was going to say maybe they weren't thinking. They had to be thinking.
Oh, yeah, they had to be thinking.
Someone,
yeah.
If you walk into a room and you see an act performed on a child, whether it's another child that is your child performing it on your child, something needs to be done.
Yeah, yeah. And right now, Jerry Sandusky is charged with 40 counts of child sexual abuse. And like you said, if you walk into a place and you see an act going on, or a child comes tell you, that stuff needs to be reported. And in the case with Jerry Sandusky, there were 2 accounts on Penn State University, you know, where a janitor walked in and saw him in the showers with another young male performing a sexual act, and then some years later after that, a graduate student walked in and he saw, you know, something similar, an inappropriate act between Jerry Sandusky and another teenager. So you mean to tell me this, when he reports this to Joe Paterno, you know, it's like he reports it to the athletic director, Tim Curley, and, you know, Gary Schultz gets involved as well, but it goes no further than the athletic director, Tim Curley, and Gary Schultz, the senior vice president.
What also tends to happen, Dawson, is this. The students of Penn State, the faculty of Penn State, you know your coach because he's been there forever.
Yeah.
So you can identify with him, so you tend to side with him, and the victims are faceless.
Yeah.
So you can't connect to them emotionally. So it's only human nature, I guess, in a sense, for everyone to rally to protect the coach or the coaching staff and forget about the faceless victim, because we don't know them and we can't relate to them. And that's how a lot of things go when it comes to celebrities, because we feel like we have a sense, like we connect with the celebrity, so we tend to side with them and forget about the victim.
You know, what do you think with Joe Paterno leaving? Do you think he needs to leave this season? I mean, because a lot of people are saying, you know, you did what you were supposed to do. You reported it to Tim and to Gary, so, you know, just let that go away. Why are you leaving? I just think right now he's at a loss.
I think he's underage and he doesn't want to deal with this stress.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. That's crazy. I mean, but you know,
I guess he wants to bow out with whatever dignity may be left with the program. So
yeah, but you know that's true, because we did something recently. Well, a year ago, a year and a half ago, however long that scandal was, when it was with the Bishop Eddie Long thing, and we talked about that and how people did not really want to talk about that. The whole notion behind people in the church was, let's stand behind our man of God. Let's pray for our bishop. You know, it's like, you know, the thing that gets me is like people look at celebrities, they look at pastors, they look at priests, they look at attorneys, they look at presidents, politicians, anybody who's basically, you know, on television or in some kind of public light. They can't do any wrong. It's like you can do no wrong. You're like God in our eyes. People are human. Just quit. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like no one does anything. No one does anything. I mean, even with this whole case, you get a couple of people talking about it, but when it comes to sexual molestation, people back off of it. I see it every day when I go to court, and I've had parents who knew their kids were getting molested by the father or the stepfather, or that the parents were pimping the girl out on the streets. That stuff is not just a Hollywood movie. What happened? Say that again, please.
I said they need to be prosecuted to the extreme as well.
Of course. And it's like, but, you know, with some courts, the whole notion is to keep families together, to put, you know, a sexual abuse counselor in the home, to help out, to see how we can better aid the family and deal with the issue. My thing is, if your mom is letting your stepdad or somebody, your uncles molesting you and they didn't do anything, or vice versa, you know, the mom's molesting, or anybody in the family, period, and your parents know about it, or some guardian, they should be held responsible as well. Because it's ridiculous. It's just completely ridiculous, man. And I'm somewhat, a little pissed off at this because, it's just crazy. It's crazy. So, I mean, at this point, basically, it's up in the hands of the law enforcement, but it's just, I don't want the students, and I think what has been happening is the students at Penn State may have felt attacked, like this is something to, tear down the school. The school's legacy is going to stand, and it's not built, I mean, sure, Joe Pa did some awesome things, but he understands the whole legacy of the school, and he wants to remove himself from the situation so the athletic department can go further, so they can get over this and win more games. Because I believe in Joe's case, he really just wants to play some real good football and win some games, even if he's not there. And I think by him stepping down, that's what he's saying. Let's deal with this issue. Let's let the law do what they have to do. Let's get these kids the counseling or whatever they need, and let's let the school go on and play good football and let the kids go on with their life at the university. And I hope that's what happens. But we definitely have to talk about issues like this, and we have to keep heads up when it comes to protecting our kids. We have to, no matter what. So. Yeah,
no matter what, they are still the future.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So is there anything else you wanted to add? Because this is sickening to me. I'm just getting tired of it.
No, that's it. Like I said, I just hope justice is served and we can remove ourselves from the football program or whatever program and focus on what's really right. And fair is fair.
Yeah, fair is fair.
People need to be punished for the crimes they commit, especially against young, innocent, defenseless kids that already had enough to deal with when the mom didn't want them in place or trying to find a big brother, big sister program, and then this is the thanks they get. It's just so not that.
Yeah, that's the thanks they get. Hey, but guys, thank you for watching the Dawson and Denise show. To me, this is a very somber topic. I hate talking about stuff like this, but hey, it has to be done. So thank you guys. Yeah, it has to be done. Thank you for joining me by phone, Miss Denise, and get some sleep. I know you got a busy day tomorrow. So do I. I just got from work, as you see. Your boy out here trying to save the world, trying to save the kids. So that's what I'm doing down here in Miami-Dade, working with family, children, and families. So God bless you all. Take care. Be safe.
And good night.
Peace.